You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about I stopped taking that medicine tonight. I stopped taking that medicine tonight. Cause it wasn't right. I stopped taking that medicine tonight. Yeah, cause I know it wasn't right. Stop taking that medicine tonight. Yo, it kind of had me uptight. Stop taking that medicine tonight. Yo, everything will be all right. Well, anyway, that's how it's going down. Can't get into no drums tonight, y'all. My back is on some other shit. I'm hurting. I feel a little better now because I actually had to go. I actually had to go to the ER because my shit was. And turns out I'm suffering from sciatic nerve pain, baby. I don't know if y'all ever had that. I hope not. This thing is crazy, just comes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gonna bring the pain out of nowhere. That's what we doing? That's what they doing. Yeah. Absolutely. That's exactly how it's going down. But everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Thank you. Won't. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So, you know what I mean? I wasn't healthy enough to be standing up no long periods of time. Last night I was, as y'all remember, but tonight it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Got my bongos. So if I really wanted to play, I could. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, let's do that. Because it just don't seem right. It just don't seem Yo, hit the like button, y'all. Yo. I know that y'all would never sell me out. Yo. I need y'all to hit that like button. No doubt. My name is Sun752. Yo. I'll come here tonight to talk to you. Yo. I know that the rhymes are simple and plain. Y'all gotta understand I'm dealing with back pain. Word. Everything's gonna be alright after a while. Right. Now see what women talk about when they have a child. Of course they're gonna tell me that I don't know. And I ain't gonna push the issue. I'm just telling you yo, we gets it down. Y'all know how we do when we break and pound. Yo, everything is going to move forward. Everything is going to be all right. And I sure would like to be in a life of yours, but I ain't trying to get in your business like my boys. Everybody got a mind they own, but it's nothing like me. It's all up in the zone. That's word to life. And yo, niggas like me don't never get strife. Yo, 3 kids, maybe a wife, both is that you wagging. Nigga ain't bragging. Yo, pants sagging. No, I'm too old for that shit. What the fuck is y'all on that? Everything's going good. Better understood. Work every day. Yo, I come home and I know how to play. Yeah, I play with things. Yo, not no drugs. Yo, I'm still a king. Stopped drinking back in 2012. Yeah, still raising hell. Yo, if you think I was crazy when I was drinking, check me out now. Yo, crazy man. Yo, one man crazy band. What kind of shit is y'all? Hit the like button, y'all. Stop fronting on me. Yeah. So we talking about I stopped taking the medicine. Now, you know, there could be a lot of reasons that a person would discontinue taking the medication because sometimes those side effects is on some woo. But The more you keep living life, you probably will visit this situation. But I hope not in the most serious of ways. Yo. Yo. For all my people that trust street drugs more than they trust prescription drugs, yo, holla at me. No, I'm not gonna sell you none because I don't sell none, but yeah. Y'all good? Hit the like button. Stop being stingy. Yo. T-Carry, right? What's up? Let's get through the night. Marvina. Have you seen her? Yeah. And my man named Crash. Yo. Complete the task. What's the deal? Shirley, Cheryl. Yeah. Yo. A precious pearl. Y'all know the time. With my man Tom. Carla 63, I see you tonight where I wanna be. Yeah. Yo, y'all. I see a name up there that I don't know. We good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. What up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Let me see what we got. To infinity and beyond. What up? How you feeling? Brown eyes all up in the place. Cheryl Halsey. What's good? How y'all feeling? Can y'all hit the like button though? I mean, I you know what I'm saying? This show is going to be fire. I promise. Because it's going to involve everybody of all ages or whatever. So tonight on the Daily Go Getimism show, we are talking about I stopped taking the medicine. There will probably be a time in your life where you were prescribed a medication by your doctor and you may have been taking it. And for whatever reason, you may have said, I'm not taking this shit no more. There may have been crazy side effects associated with it, or you didn't really feel like it was helping you out. Maybe, but I'm just gonna go with the whole side effects thing. What's that? I've been CPOD play Freebird on drums. Isn't that like a guitar? How you say your name? AB. Oh, head nigga in charge. I got you. ABC. Okay, AB. Head nigga. HNIC. Okay, I got you. I think I got you. If I didn't get you, what up? No Nicole. Was that No Cole Jones? Detroit, Michigan in the house. Detroit, the D? Holding it down for the D all day, every day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Shout out to all my peoples in the D. Detroit. What up? And a Music Man's 120 medicine made my brain feel nicey. Nicey? Well, there's a word for you. Nicey. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. She says, I have neuropathy and I stopped taking the meds regularly because it puts me to sleep. And one of those side effects, may cause drowsiness. Or sometimes they tell you that it causes drowsiness with some medication so bad that they encourage you not to, not to operate machinery or drive a car or things like that. And that's understandable. So we're going to get into all of the reasons that you may have stopped taking a medicine that was prescribed to you or that you were told was going to fix your condition, treat your condition. Very rarely do they ever tell you that it's going to cure your condition. Cure, that's one of those words that the medical industry doesn't like to use a lot. So they'll say like the race for the cure. In other words, the race to get as much money out of you as possible for us to never find a cure, but always provide a treatment. Keep the money flowing. Keep going. Keep going. Dutch 1981. What's good? How you feeling, Dutch? Thanks for coming through. And Mr. Mouse says, I like turtles. Well, that's cool. That's cool. I like tortoises. Yeah, I like tortoises. Tortoises are really cool. Sea turtles are cool too. Very cool. Live a long time. I love the role that they played in Finding Nemo. You know what I mean? So, y'all, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Now, y'all know. Well, let's start it this way. Is anybody currently taking medications right now? Like, are you currently prescribed to medicine? And I mean on the long term. I'm not talking about like maybe you had an accident or cut yourself or something like that, so you have to take some pain medicine temporarily until, like you might have twisted your ankle, sprained your elbow, something like that. So whereas, really just rest and time will take care of it. But I'm talking about high blood pressure medicine, cholesterol medication, insulin for diabetes, shit that they kind of put you on for the long term to control a problem that may really, really cause serious health problems for you later on. Is anybody taking that kind of stuff? Because these are the things that, I kind of want to talk about a little bit, at least spend a little bit of time talking about, because those are the medications that people try to get off of, or some people just stop taking. Like, I'm not taking that shit no more. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It got me feeling all loopy, or it makes me irritable, or it kills my sex drive, or it has me sleepy all the time, or that shit be making me want to fight. And I'm talking about fighting I'm in here fighting my 2-year-old. Terrible twos my ass. Yeah, you gonna deal with this terrible 42. Boop, beep, 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 beep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Carla says, yes, I am not ashamed of it either. What are you not ashamed of? Oh, that you're on long-term medication? Well, the problem is, sure, Halsey, you on a high blood pressure. I mean, the problem I have with those medications, whether you're talking about Lipitor for the cholesterol, what's that shit for high blood pressure? I know they've been trying to get me on that shit, even just starting out with the water pills, and I'm like, look, anyway, and of course the insulin for the diabetes, and I hate to say it, but many of these conditions are controllable by us, but they have a lot to do with the way that we live our lives and the choices that we make with what we put into our bodies. So if we don't want to properly diet, if we don't want to exercise, we're going to pay the price, especially as we get older. I'm 55 years old and I'm starting to see how things don't just snap right back into place like they used to. And I'm used to living a life where things snap right back into place. Like, yo, you ain't going to be down long. Everything is going to be all right. So that's something that we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? If you have a call on the line, there's a good chance that they might be trolling. But then again, you never know. We've had some surprises lately. Let's get into it.
You have a call from.
Caller with the last number 0050. Welcome to the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. What's on your mind tonight?
You have a call from. 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 You have a c
So they just wanted to see if the phone worked. They wanted to see if the number worked. That number up there be killing people. They be like, trolls be like, yo, they got a number. They got a number there, a phone number. They got 10 digits and everything. What would happen if I call it? You know how like a hungry cat looks up at you when yo, where you going? Hungry ass over here. You been chilling with me all these other nights. Go, nah. Get down. Yeah, go take your spot over there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You rocked out by my feet all for the last 3 days. Sit your ass down. All right, yeah, a couple of pets. You get a couple of pets, you hang out. Keep an eye on your furry ass. Yeah, good kitty. Good kitty, nice kitty, fun 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 kitty. Good, nice, fun. Good, nice, fun. Good, nice, fun. Good, nice, fun. Good, nice. All right, cool. That's right, sit. Oh, here you go. I don't fucking... Okay, you know how a hungry cat looks up at you when it's feeding time? You know what I mean? Like they haven't eaten in months. You know what I mean? It's kind of embarrassing in front of company. The nails. All right, I know this call is real. This one is real.
You have a call from
Keith.
Caller with the last number. Welcome, my brother. What's going on? Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight? How you feeling? What's good?
I feel like a grown man should. Happy New Year to you, my brother.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. It's good to be able to talk and it's good to be heard.
That's right. Any day above ground is a good day for both of us, right?
Well, I ain't gonna put it that way. I need to be above ground in a good way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't happy just to be here. I'm gonna do something.
Oh, we all gonna do something.
Not all of us. Some people just good with just, yeah, I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I want more. And I'm gonna get it. But how you been, man? You taking care of yourself?
You should say that. I ain't gonna tell you where I'm at yet. So, what was the topic today? I missed it.
No, you didn't, nigga. The topic is I stopped taking the medicine. So we talking about how, you on certain medications and you decide, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands, or you might just stop taking it temporarily. You know what I mean? Like for example, people who are taking like antidepressants. People who have problems with emotional stability or even schizophrenia or whatever. Sometimes in order for them to not feel so numb and null and void, they'll stop taking. I know people who stop taking it so they can start fucking again. It's like literally, because it dumbs down your sex drive. You know what I'm saying? And you might be crazy, but you still got a woman. Exactly. So I've known people to stop taking it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks or whatever. So they can, but then they too crazy. They got to go back on the shit, get 302. Sometimes a 201. It ain't always involuntarily.
What the hell is a 201?
201 is a voluntary committal. That's when you accept that, like, I know, I was slipping into darkness. So I'm going to let y'all commit me. The 302 is when you like, ain't nothing wrong with me. And the people got to come get you. So the 302 in Pennsylvania is when the people got to come get you. The 201 is when you take yourself to the people.
Okay. Well, think about this. I know somebody that stopped taking the medicine, warfarin. You know what warfarin do, right?
No, I don't.
It's a blood thinner.
Oh, shit. So, okay.
Yeah, so warfarin is a blood thinner. I'm on it for the rest of my life, so I can't come off. So I know some people start taking it because it deals first. It has let me tell you the effects of it. It has a high tolerance of vitamin K. It can't take vitamin K. Vitamin K is in a lot of stuff, fruits, vegetables, meat, this, that.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you eat it once, you got to turn around and eat it again for the next day for the levels to come out. So your levels could be anywhere from 2.0 to 3.0, 2.5 to 3.5. When I had my heart surgery, I had to stay on it to 3.5. But it's also a downer because it's like if you cut, scrape, if you get a nosebleed or brush your teeth and it bleed, it's not like an ordinary bleed. You gotta go to the hospital and get that stuff stopped.
Yeah.
Then it's also a downer. Like you'll know when you down because like your blood will put you down. You feel groggy and you just feel miserable.
Yeah.
Because your blood is fighting. But I know some people start taking it and realize that when they start taking it, they should catch a clock. And I'm like, I'm not start taking it. You gotta be able to able to do it. Man, the new ones that came out right now, so I can't pronounce it right, but Shanteto, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They come up with the new ones, but the thing is about the new ones, every hospital don't have the antidote. They have to wait for the antidote to come in. They're able to treat you to stop you. What you call Coumadin, they'll throw you on heparin. Heparin is the bridge. So heparin will pick you up and take you down.
Yeah, my mom is on Coumadin.
Yeah.
So a lot of heart patients are on that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely on it. Like, you can't stop taking it. You got to keep taking it. But, it cuts you out of a lot of stuff to do. Once you get on, once you come on heart patient, the next thing is diabetes. You come right to the diabetes track. Like, and it's like, yo, you can get up and walk. You can do the exercise. You can do everything in your power, but it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you try, because diabetes and Coumadin don't mix. Remember, I told you. It has a lot. Coumadin has a lot of vitamin. It's allergic to vitamin K, and a lot of stuff that you need that's healthy has a lot of vitamin K. So they sent me into what's the lady you talk to? I'm just kind of ignorant, but the lady you talk to about food and your diet. What's the name? You know it good.
A nutritionist.
Yeah, nutritionist. So I went there and she was like, "Oh my God, you got the crazy symptom." And I was like, she said, "What you need to help better yourself, you can't have it because it's vitamin K." So I was like, "Yeah, so what do we do about that?" She was like, "Well, how about taking a rice cake and peanut butter?" Rice cake and peanut butter? Hell no. I ain't eating that. No, I can't do it. Like,
you can't eat a rice cake and peanut butter. Why? That don't sound bad. I know that peanut butter tastes better than that rice cake.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you do things like that, man, you just gotta, keep your exercise. Try to get by, stay healthy. Pick and choose what you eat. It's crazy.
So, it is. It's a serious situation because we all want quality of life. We just trying to live. But be able to get through the day, go to sleep well, wake up and make it, wash, rinse, repeat. But you come up with these medical conditions and whatever, these health conditions, and they prescribe this medicine, but most of these medications have really, really crippling side effects. You know what I mean? And nothing is more confusing to me than taking something to get well and create another problem. So you're getting well on one end, or supposed to be getting well on one end, but on the other end you're feeling sick. Now they want to prescribe another medication for the side effects. Like, come on, man. Where will the maze end? So I kind of see it when some people, I get it when some people say they're not taking the medicine no more, but damn, what the alternatives could be fatal.
Yeah. Here's something that will shock your mind right now. And I'm speaking on my story and my story only. So when I went down, I was working for the transit company. Not going to put no names out there, but what's called. So they dropped me just before I was supposed to have my surgery. So I had to go get on the public sector job, get on there to get my surgery done. So this fight. So now it's time to fight for disability. Now here's the crazy part. All these years we put into this disability, right? I never forget. It was at Ethan was that Ethan Chestnut in the building, and I met this girl named Shamika. Shamika was like, "I'm gonna get my check today," and I said, "Huh?" She was like, "Watch." She went in the courtroom and took off all her clothes and sat in the chair. It was no female guards. They had to wait to get a few. And he gave her check. I went in there and I got denied. I'm like, denied, dog. I had heart surgery. So I had to fight again. This time I got halfway denied. Said 90% working. He said you could find a stressful free job. Yeah. So where is the stressful free job? Because saying hello, welcome to Walmart, and somebody having a good day, a bad day, they could sucker punch you. So how does a stressful free job? There's no such thing as a stressful free job out here.
Yeah, that's a tall
like,
order, ain't it? Like,
yeah.
stress free.
But
Sound like a
here's
pipe
the thing
dream.
that I wanted to tell you though. This is the crazy part that is going. Which one? Here it is that we got a disease, we got a surgery, we got a which one. I'm not knocking nobody. Please, nobody take this the wrong way when I'm saying. So a drug addict, a person who chose to do drugs, who chose to live and do the things that they do, get better treatment than somebody who paid into the system. That is the craziest shit that I ever heard. Like if their teeth messed up, they'll fix their teeth for free. They need some place, they'll put them in a shelter, build their money up, and put them in a brand new home. Get them a car, get them a good job. But the person who worked all their fucking life, I swear to God, it's like you gotta fight for the money that you put into. You put into that shit.
That's true.
And that shit is like crazy to the mud. And then when you look at these jobs, like you put into a job, to order for me to maintain to get what I get, they had to go back to my trucking days when I was driving trucks. That's the only thing that saved me to make me come out a little better than what I was about to get. And I came out a little better because at this time the shorty that I was dealing with, she put more, she upped it and put more inside it. Thank God she did it. Never knew it pulled off. I mean, she pulled it off. But the crazy part, think about it. If you get sick right now and you caught a disease and you say, this is say your brother chose to do crack after on the witch club. Now y'all both in the hospital trying to get you. They're going to treat him better than they treat you.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't going to give him the world, open up everything, fix anything that's wrong. You on a bad burner. And it's like, how do you pay into a system where do you get fucked at the end?
You ever go to the emergency room at Temple?
Yeah, I never go in there again, but yeah, I went in there.
You know what I mean? You got to wait until all of the shooting victims and stab victims and, you know what I mean? The people who got helicoptered in from a near fatal car accident get treated. Those trauma patients take precedent over you. So there's a good chance that because the dude on crack is in a more emergent physical state than you are. Like they know that you're stable. You're stabilized. You can actually wait. It's a pain in the ass and it don't seem fair, but they know that this dude or this person might not make it if they have to wait. It's crazy.
Right. And I get that though, but I get the the emergency, I get the calls of the status and everything. But I just think sometimes it's somewhere in some way, it's our money And like they said, I would need my money now because it's something that they make you pay into, even though if you don't want to pay into it, you still pay into it.
Fact.
And they make you pay. It's like God gave you the sickness. The drug addict chose to smoke crack. Who's right and who's wrong? Who deserves it and who's that and who don't?
Right.
And it's like, yo, like, is you serious? Like, so being this, like, I watched doctors do crazy things. Speaking of Temple, I had the pain. Let me tell you about my dumbass. I'm admit I was a dumbass. So went in there at Temple. I erred on a lady, on the nurse shoe. She finally took me in the back. The doctor came in the room. He stood in the door for 5 minutes. Then texted me. I was like, "You gonna figure it out?" He said, "Nah, I already know what's wrong with you. Here, take this and go home." I said, "What's that?" He gave me some morphine, and he was like, "You got kidney stones." And he was like, "You got a stone." And he said, "You can't sit still." So I was like, "All right." I went home, man. I feel good. I caught the job the next day. It was like, "All right, come to work." Dude, that pain came back. You should have seen me stumped over the steering wheel, dog. I was like, what the hell? And like not knowing and being ignorant to the medicine. I should have just stayed home for a couple of days and got myself back together. It's hard. Like when I bumped into you, did I had already? Yeah, I think I already had it. When I bumped into you, I had the heart surgery already. What what I did not know is not paying attention to health class. I didn't know a man had breastbone. They cracked my breastbone.
Mm-hmm.
So when they cracked it, and then I was on the table for 13 hours. They had to build my valve. So coming out, went to recovery. Man came in, did the x-rays and everything. He was like, "Mr. Tyler, you don't feel funny?" I just told my name. But he was like, "You don't feel funny?" And I was like, "No." He said, "Your lungs
You ain't
clear."
say the whole thing. Don't worry about it.
Huh?
No, they didn't hear nothing. They ain't hear nothing.
It's cool. It was like, "You got for the chest tubing." Dude, that shit hurt. I had snot bubbles coming out my nose. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was the most painful thing in the world. And it hurt it like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the recovery, it takes almost 2 years. So when I get to my room, I met my nurse. She was like, this is such and such. She was like, "For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you gonna have to walk." I said, "Ain't nothing around my legs and which phone." So that morning she came in with the walker, big ass walker, and she sat in the chair. She said, "All right, now get up, smart ass. Come on, let's go. Let me see you get up." And I couldn't move. And I was like, "What the fuck did y'all do to my legs? What did y'all do to my legs?" And I was just like, "Oh my God." She was like, "So can I do my job now?" And I was like, "Yes, what's wrong with my legs?" And she was like, "Well, you gotta learn everything all over again." And I was like, "This is some bullshit." You know what I mean? Like, this bull. Yeah, you had to walk and learn how to do everything all over again.
Yeah.
So taking these meds and doing the things like was crazy. Like I was high off of Deloitte. Didn't nobody know. I didn't even know until I went to the hospital. I voted for Obama and I sat in the chair and I was gone. I was spaced out. I remember that part. I did vote for my president though. And next thing you know, they had to rush me back to the hospital. They was doing all kind of tests. And as they was going to, I was coming down off the high. And one of the doctors said, "Oh shit, I forgot he was the Lord. He was that nigga was high." Yeah, I was high in a good way. But when you take certain, like when you go up in there, you get Lord, morphine, perks, all
Yeah.
that. Man, them drugs is addictive. You have to be careful.
Very.
Once you get up on time,
Voluntarily and involuntarily. You know what I mean? Philly is like the perk capital of the United States.
Yeah, they be popping the drugs like Tic Tacs and they just divine.
That shit crazy.
Listen, I don't want it though. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm definitely good. Like, like You say, man, you gotta look at the kids today and these parents. They quick to put their kids on these supplements where, trying to get a check saying, yeah, every kid out here is they got what's that drum called? The learning disabled drum. I can't remember the name, it'll come to me.
Mm-hmm.
But every kid got it, man. ADHD. Every kid got ADHD right now. And I'm like, wow, they run into the psychologist, put people on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we ain't had that back in the day. We had ass whoopings.
Well, that didn't work. That didn't work either.
Huh?
That didn't work either.
And no, because we still was doing it, but we still had ass whoopings. But, hey, it's crazy. What I mean? It's just like, it's a lot of crazy. Like,
but speaking of ass whoopings, if your grandmother tell your mother to whoop your ass, did she just give your grandmother a prescription for you?
Hey, yeah, because she gonna do what the grandmother say. All that. But here's the thing: when the grandmother tell the mother, ass whooping gonna be done in the store today, but me. Did the grandmother just tell the daughter that if you come around here and think you ready to do something, that she ain't gonna hear it at 50 something years old, she ain't gonna get up and beat your ass? Yep. My grandma was a cop. I didn't ever tell you that?
No.
Yeah. She just didn't carry a badge or a gun, but she was a cop. Because whatever you was doing wrong, when you seen it, you stopped it. Yeah, she was running them undercover. She straight was with them. And the crazy part is, she didn't even like police. She don't like them. Yeah, I remember she was doing a little speakeasy at car games on Sunday, and I'll never forget this white boy knocked on the door. And I was like, "Come on, the cop." He's like, "Jesse, I know you have a car game. Open up the damn door if I get my food." And he came and got a plate. And I was like, wow. And you never knew who she know. Never knew who my grandma know. But my grandma was the one who told me something a long time ago. She said a doctor can give you a physical from head to toe and shut the door, and you could die right on the table just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Grandma, they doctors. They said they're doctors, not God. God says time is time. You think a doctor can stop God? Yes, son. Can a doctor stop God?
Yeah. Whew.
And, that's just something to ask. Can a doctor stop God? I don't know about that. So when you go into these things, man, and you look into it, it could definitely be rough out here. And the people out here, you just got to be careful and mindful to what everybody do. Because, remember, it was like, here today going to Mars, like here second going to second, man. That definitely changed on that expectation of it. But just doing the right thing and just hanging in there and just trying to be a better person. Because let me ask you something. You're a health guru. You like your health. You exercise. So you exercise. You do all your work. You exercise. You do everything, and then you die. What you die from?
It could be a variety of things. A lot of people who work out take steroids on the low, steroids and human growth hormones. So they just be an extremely in shape looking hard ass corpse. Look at all these wrestlers who have died before 40 years old. They look like they should have lived to be 100, but they use a bunch of artificial shit. So they look healthy, but they are very, very unhealthy. You know what I mean? You could die of a heart attack regardless of what you look like on the inside. Outside. The outside doesn't always tell the full story of what you look like on the inside. Now, I've known people who took steroids to get a lot of dudes. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I knew a lot of dudes that took steroids. And I think recently, like in 2024, I think I lost somebody who who was rumored to have messed around with roids, and I think he died of a heart attack or whatever. About 48 years old, some old crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? So it can happen. So I mean, and now in terms of what we talking about tonight, it would have been good if they stopped taking them, because I do know people who stopped taking the roids after a while, and they and there was a big difference in their attitude, their overall demeanor. But after you have abused steroids, anabolic steroids for a long time, your body, you really fuck your shit up. Like that's sometimes it's like irreparable damage, and you wind up having health problems for the rest of your life, regardless of how long or short that you live. So, I mean, the price of beauty for some people, or let's just say the price of good looks for some people, it ain't worth it.
Beauty, let me ask you something. What age do you consider saying, fuck it, it is what it is, set me for me or don't set me for
all? 8.
You funny.
I'm not lying. I ain't
You
listen.
Say
8, like between 7 and 9, 8 years old. I'm telling you,
you get that age?
Because you gotta, at a young age, I decided, like, look, if you gonna fuck with me, you gonna fuck with me because of who I am. You know what I mean? I'm too cheap to be, putting out the money like that. And I ain't never spent that much money on a whip to whereas that was going to do the talking for me. I always had nice cars, but not those whips. You know what I mean? I ain't whipping the foreign. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, you gonna get conversation and insight and the shit that other motherfuckers can't. I'm gonna give you that what other men can't give you. You know what I mean? Wow. But you gonna have to get the cash from them, because I ain't doing it. Well, I'll help out, but I can't pay like I weigh. I be gaining weight.
Oh, for sure. I just want to get a rest in peace. I lost a friend. I knew her since I was 19, 20, and she died at the age of 59 last year. Went down to Miami, going to get a tummy tuck, trying to look, and didn't look. Man, listen, if you seen her, she was badass the way she looked, but inside, I guess she was just, some people just get tired. But you're 59. If people can't take you for your age that you are, fuck them.
Yeah, but man, a lot of people get caught up in the social media. For them, for you, it might be just something you can log on to, connect with old friends, what I mean, have a couple of laughs and shit like that. For some people, that's they shit. That's how they view the world. So they see all these young girls on there and they decide they want to compete with them, or they trying to keep up the same looks that they had 30, 40 years ago and whatever. And the story that I'm told, first of all, I want to say rest in peace to her. And I'm really sorry for those who she left behind, but that's a familiar story for me. I know a dude who got weight loss surgery, and he had mad complications. He eventually died a few years after that shit. I'm like, what? And that's a dude. He wasn't even fat like that. But just like you said, in her mind, and in his mind, he, you know what I'm saying? He you know what? The crazy part about him was, like, this dude been in the military before. They ain't teach you how to get your weight down. You had to maintain it when you was there. You know what I'm saying? So
they just take the easy
shortcuts. Yeah, you're right.
If I show you a picture, I'm gonna send a picture to you on the phone. And if I show you the picture, you're gonna be like, damn, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you thinking about? Because You know, a Oompa Loompa, everybody got an Oompa Loompa. We get a certain age, we all start, you know what I mean? Our 6 packs turned into 12 packs. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing we can do, unless we try to maintain it in what you call. I'm not trying to keep up with these young people out here today. I'm just trying to survive day by day. You know what I mean? This is why I'm sitting up here in Edmonton right now. So as we speak. You know what I mean? So I'm back home for a second. But it is it's crazy. You know what I mean? I sat in the ER for almost 23 hours before getting a room. I was admitted yesterday at 3 something in the morning. I didn't, you know what I mean? So like everybody asks me now, like,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a preference for the hospital that you go to?
I prefer not to go to any hospital.
Well,
You know what I
you have
mean?
to.
But no, I don't have a particular. You know, like some people, like in the city, they say, no, you got to take me to Jefferson or you got to take me to Penn. I don't listen. The only way I'm going to the hospital is if I'm in an emergent state, and whatever hospital I go to is going to fix me up. But I can't get into all of that shit. You know, God forbid that I should get into a state where I have to decide on a preference of hospitals. I don't want to be there. So no, at this time I don't. There are, now I ain't gonna lie. There's some hospitals I will not go to.
All right, which one? Give me
Misericordia in
three.
West Philly. It's Mercy now. I ain't going there. And
Why you ain't going to California? No, wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
It's not even California. It's not even California no more.
It's
It's Penn
Mercy.
now.
It's Mercy. It's Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but it's by Penn now.
I don't give a
You do.
boop. They got bad history. Ain't going. You know what I mean? My ancestors said no go.
Oh, just
I no
because they
go.
say the name of the door, the hospital remains the same.
There are much better choices in West Philly than that. You know what I mean? So I ain't going there,
California.
and I ain't going to Einstein. I know Jefferson took. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, the name changed, so you're not going in because the
No,
name
it's the
changed.
same name. It's the management has changed. They still got
Yeah,
the
but
same energy. That shit's trash. You go to Einstein. You go to Einstein to die. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
yeah,
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know
I
nobody who
agree with you.
survived there though.
I agree with you. Then it was two more. It was Episcopal, remember? And
Over on Front and Lehigh.
yeah, and what was it? Graduate. Remember Graduate?
Oh, South Philly.
No, West Philly. I mean, not West Philly, West Philly, right there on Girard Avenue.
That was Graduate.
Wait, wasn't it
No,
Graduate?
Graduate was up there on South Street.
No, what was the one? It was one on 16th for Girard.
16th. No, that was St. Joe's.
Yeesh. Or on
Yeah,
Girard?
I'm sure 16th and Girard. Now they had another hospital down on 8th and Girard, but 16th and Girard was St. Joe's.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, St. George and Wisconsin. But the two best ones closed down. That was Women's Medical in Hahnemann.
Well, you could say that they were all right. They wasn't the best, but yeah, I mean, since it was around our
Ain't
way,
no best.
they was around. We could walk there. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
it was all.
yeah, we definitely could. But I was just talking to which one. Man, healthy is not always healthy, and people say you gotta watch what you put in your body. People say you gotta watch this, you gotta watch that. Like, let's talk about energy drinks. So diet soda. Do you know diet soda got more sugar in it than a regular soda?
No, they don't have more sugar in it. They got that saccharin and that artificial shit that'll kill you worse
Whatever
than
you want to
sugar.
call it, it
You
takes you
might as well
down too.
just drink the sugar.
Yeah,
That diet shit will tear your ass out the frame.
what get me was um what get me was I used to work at my grandma's store and they'd be like, give me a tea stick with everything on it and give me a diet coke. What the fuck are you gonna do with a diet? I just always thought that was the dumbest shit in the world. You get all that shit and then order a diet coke. Okay, you gonna stick to your diet. But getting back to the topic, like these medicines out here, man. Every medicine ain't a good medicine. Um, is a couple of them that like I think Allopian or Lisinopril. One of them has a bad what you call 'em, and to come off of it, they had to um what the hell? They had to sedate you. And one, I can't remember what was one of they had to sedate you and run it through and get it out your system because some people can't deal with it. I've been on both of them. And I guess it's just your body and how your body is. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't asked for this heart disease, but I'm beating my mom and my dad. My mom died at the age of 52. She had COPD on her lungs. She had a stroke and a massive heart attack. And I was like, Dad. And my dad died. My dad died at the age of 54. And he went to the hospital and told him that he was having chest pains and he got up on the table and they couldn't bring him back. So
you've damn near outlived both of your parents?
Almost. I'll be 54 in March.
That's why I said I said damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching you this next year. You be careful. Cause I know how you do. I'm gonna just keep that between me and you. But yeah, I'll be keeping it. I hope so.
Oh, I slow down a lot. You know what I mean? I drink Kool-Aid, man. That's it.
No, I ain't even talking about that. I ain't talking about that. You know, this is a certain situation.
Yeah. I slow down too. I said two on that too. I'm just doing me. But at the end of the day,
I got 3 letters for you to remind you of what I'm talking about. ANC. I mean A1C. Well, I guess that's 2 letters.
Oh, A1C.
A1C. My bad.
You talking about that 12? Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I ain't gonna say no more.
Man. Listen, I'm definitely working on it. Like I'm definitely trying to get everything together and come down. But it's just like you could do the exercise, but it's your body, man. Your body got a mind of its own.
Facts.
It is, you know what I mean? It definitely got a mind because you just be trying to figure out how, what, when, and where. And it's just like, oh my God, like this shit is like, come on, like you know what I mean? Like, is you serious? And then what I do, what gets me though, that I had to start messing up, put my mask on, but I drive, what you call it? And they take the person that want to sit in the first seat across from you, barking and coughing and sneezing. And I'm like, yo, you do know when we close this door, ain't no air circulating in this motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Life all like a mud. Like, oh my God, if you stay home. Like, yeah, like some of these people, then, what I still see? I still see when people go to the bathroom and don't even wash their hands coming out. I was like, yo.
I know, right?
This gotta be thankful, dude. You ain't even wash your hands. Then you want to come outside and want to try to get somebody a pail of the hands.
From what I understand, that's male and female.
That's both.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, I just don't get it. Like, y'all understand what germs is? Because germs come. You get more germs in the hospital than anywhere. This is where you get most sick at.
I'll say.
I know.
I ain't sitting in no ER room, man. That shit. I'd rather sit around a bunch of unknown gangsters. Like I'm good. I'll take my chances.
The ER room is treacherous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, that shit is a dark. That's a dark place. No matter how much light they got in there, I'll be like, man, this. I walk through the ER. I try to hold my breath. I'm not even lying. I'd be like,
yeah, I believe. Yeah, either or. But then the crazy part is, every hospital got metal detectors in it now. And, and weighing out the people, this and that. And I'm like, yo, You know what I mean? But see, in the medical form, I could definitely tell you something. So, like, I had an episode with Coumadin one day, and I
Mm.
called my doctor, and I said, "Doc, I got, I got blood in the urine." She was like, "Okay, if you do it again, go to the hospital." I said, "Oh, doc, it's blood in the urine." She said, "Go to the hospital." So I went to the hospital, and I hate how people treat you. You know, I'm like, "All right, I got blood in the urine." You know, I let them know everything was going on. So they was like, "Hey, well, have a seat." Oh, I'm not sitting in the ER. Y'all can forget this shit. So I was like, "Can I get a cup?" So I went to the cup, did it, gave it, put it in a paper towel, and handed it to the nurses, and stood there for a second. Next 2 minutes, they come out with a chair and rolled my ass in the back. Like, dude, you think I was sitting in this ER and I just told you what was going on with me? So I was, something cut me inside, a stone cut, and made it bleed. You know what I mean? So if y'all know STDs, nothing like that. It was the someone that cut me. You know what I mean? So that's why I said you have to be careful inside your body because any cut, bruises, or which come, even inside, it once you start bleeding, that's it. You know what I mean? Like
Shit is
it's a
real
lot
out
for
here,
you.
man. It's real.
It is a lot. That's why you gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely trying to. I'm definitely trying to keep the health up. Like I think 26 gonna be a good year for me. You know what I mean? Besides, I gotta be around and dance at your wedding.
No doubt. That's what
You
you
know
got
what
to
I'm saying?
do.
No doubt. Yeah,
What?
all right. I'd be 60, 78 by the time you get married.
Um, how old are you now?
I'm 50. I'll be 54 in March.
Stay tuned.
Go say stay tuned. You only, how old are you? You only used to be what? 50, used to be double nickels.
I am.
I figured that. See? Double nickels. That's just crazy. But, yeah, man. Yeah. But, yeah, taking the medicine, it helps you and then it don't help you. You know what I mean? Like, it can help you be better and then it'll also make you worse because they don't know what dose or what size to give you. You know, and someone will go by your weight, someone will go about the things you do. It's an everyday routine. Like I look at my medicine and be like, I ain't taking that shit today. And I realize it's like, God, they can take that shit if I be in the hospital. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a mind blowing thing. Like, I take these 13 pills a day and be like, oh, God. And then take 2 shots too. And, you know what I mean? I'm surprised when I don't drink, the water don't come out inside me like, like a porcupine. Water come out and shit. So it's not an easy task.
Right.
And I don't wish nobody getting sick on nobody. I don't wish that shit on nobody because it's not easy at all. It's hard. It's 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 a lot of mental things that go with it. You be trying to figure out why this and why that.
Facts.
It hurts. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to my man right now. He ready to get his fourth kidney. You know what I mean? This is fourth one. And I'm like, dang, that's what I'm talking about. But he gotta go to Baltimore and do it.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, we've been through, man, that was my participation. Been through a lot. But at the end of the day, we talk about it, like walking around with a bag of medicine. It was like both of us, like, hey, damn, we got a drugstore.
Yeah, man. That's
But
serious
let
business.
me ask let me ask you something. And then I'm gonna let you go because I know I'm taking up your time. Have you ever witnessed a doctor in the ER that was scared to give out medicine?
No.
All right. So at that one you was talking about out West Philly, I was in there. Now, when you run my name and pull up my medicine, I got meds. You know what I mean? Like, I got meds. The reason why you go to the hospital is to figure out why the pain is there and what's causing the pain. Now, if I want to get rid of the pain, I can get rid of the pain. But then once you take it and you get rid of it and it come back, that means something is wrong. This is why you gotta go to the hospital. But this man was handing out Tylenol like Tic Tacs. And
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, dude. If I want to get high, I could go home and get high. I got the medicine to do it. I'm coming here for you to help me figure out why I'm having this pain. And I'm not going to sit in here and be pain and you walk around handing me something that ain't going to work. You giving me a 250 to 5 milligram Tylenol. That shit ain't going to work for me. And, you know, when I stood up and said it to him and me and him got into it like that, I was like, everybody's not a fucking drug addict. Like, help me, tell me what's going on with me so I can know we could go to the next step to get rid of the pain. This is why you go to the hospital, to get rid of the pain. But people don't see that, though, dog. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy for the things that you do. But I'm telling you, you gotta stay up. You gotta stay healthy. You gotta stay doing the things you do. And you gotta stay on your meds. You gotta take the meds. They might not be right all the time, but somewhere along the line, they can help you.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big proponent of pharmaceutical drugs. I get it, but I'm really not a big proponent of that. But what I am very much in favor of is making sure that you communicate with your health professionals well enough so that they can respect that you need something specifically for yourself and not just piggybacking off of what everybody else is doing. So because your body is your body and it's going to respond to medicines the way that it responds to it. So and there's no point in my mind. I don't think that it's productive to cure one thing and then, or not cure, I'm sorry, because they don't do that, to treat one thing and then have your quality of life diminished by that thing that's supposed to be treating the thing that was reducing your quality of life. Quality of life is very important to me. Extremely, extremely important. And so I don't want to be a part of anything that takes away my quality of life. I just want to live. Now I can't, I'm 55 years old. I can't be a 25-year-old anymore. But I don't have to be a 85 or 95-year-old. So, you know, so I'm just trying to stay right. So when I thought about doing this show tonight, I was like, you know what? A lot of people are on medicine, man. You know what I mean? You watch TV, you don't even gotta watch TV. It's on your internet and all of that. They push these drugs. Like there's so many pharmaceutical advertisements. You don't even be knowing what the commercials are for. Like what does this do? You know, you Googling that, researching that, looking this up. Then you find out some people you know are on this. Somebody just stopped taking this and they taking this other thing. And you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Hey, quick question. Listen to this. And then think about this. You talk about commercials. When Hims came out, was it Hims for just hair loss?
I thought Hims. I thought Hims was that. Ain't that the dick drug?
No, now it is. But remember, they was just doing hair loss at first.
Oh remember? no, that was Propecia.
No, that was Hims. Look at Hims.
It was?
Came out with it. It was a hair loss program first.
I didn't know that.
Like Hims, and then they grew into. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Did you call?
No, I pushed the button.
Yeah. Oh, I think you might be clear setting.
I'm sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
So.
Oh, you got white. You got white girl.
I told you where I'm at. $50, right?
Nah, I know. I got you.
So, but yeah, Him started off as hair loss, and then they grew into a whole bunch. Now they have weight loss. Then they're ED. Then Him blew up like crazy.
I never heard of Hims for hair loss. I heard of that for I heard of that for Him loss.
Nah, they came out with this for hair loss, and they was like, take Hims, and they'll help you with your hair growth. And then next thing you know, they went into it help you lose weight, like like Ozempic. You know, I can't take Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Yeah, I can't take it.
I mean, hopefully you don't need it.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
verified that Hims did start off as hair loss product. Damn, I didn't know that shit. I never heard of it for that.
I told you, yeah, they started off as hair loss, and then now all of a sudden they all over your body. I'm telling you, Hims was for a hair loss program first. You using your hair at 70 years old, you ain't gotta look like your dad. Get Hims. I remember that commercial like a bug.
Yeah, I never saw that. I never saw a commercial for that. I never saw a commercial for that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, if I'm gonna talk about, hey, this is what I really wanted to say on this show. My homies, to all my brothers, man, go to the hospital and the doctors and get checked out. Like, it's like 60% of us don't even go to the hospital or the doctors, dog. We gotta go get checked out, dog. This is why a lot of stuff happens to us because we too pride and scared to go to the hospital.
Well, that fear is bigger than the pride. People, it always amazes me that how afraid some people are of the diagnosis rather than the fucking crippling pain that they're feeling. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they messing around and wait too long, and then now the shit is terminal. You know what I mean? Because they let it advance too long. They could have took care of that shit 10 years. How you had 10 years of straight pain? What are you saying to yourself? Like, it just...
Listen, I was Borton Lombard. You remember what was that Borton Lombard? Was it Lombard? Yeah, Borton Lombard.
The STD, John?
Yes, sir. So I job used to sit in there to go get a physical.
Oh, God.
And I remember me and my homie was in that joint one day, and he was like, "Damn, she look cute as shit." And she spoke and everything. I said, "Dude, you don't want to talk to nothing in here?" He was like, "No, dude, I'm sad." I was like, "Okay." That nigga she went up and went to the bathroom, was screaming. I said, "Man," she said, "Come on, stick your man up in there. She got some more hot shit for you." He was like, "Dude, what kind of clinic we at?" I was like, "This is what they sent us at, the free clinic." And I was like, you know what I mean? They do more than STDs in here. He was like, "This is STD, yeah, dude, this is an STD clinic. When you up in this joint, this is 9 out of 10, this is what you coming for, to get a shot." And he was like, "Yo, I never knew this. This shit is crazy." I was like, "Yeah, you
don't want to meet no chicks at that party."
No, sir.
But then again, at least they getting it taken care of if they can.
It's two places that you do not want to meet a female. There and 1515 Arch Street. You hate every female that you see come in that door. You know what's there, right?
It's your child support. You stupid as shit. I ain't fucking with you, man.
You be like, I can't stand Hey, every female until they get out of that building, then you be like, "Hey, shorty, what's up? Why do you just in this?"
You don't want to catch them strays, man.
But when you in that building, man, you hit them all. You be like, "I can't stand you in here," and realizing, and that's how most people be laughing at that. There's two places there where you don't want to go. Talk to a female. Yeah, you know what I mean, like, I'm content with the stuff, the way I live and the things I do. And one of the things that I do, somebody had brought it up on one of their podcasts. And it was funny because I was like, I wanted to talk to you about it. Yo, did you ever go to the Sunday Let Out? Do you know what the Sunday Let Out was at?
At
the street?
At E9 Baptist Church?
Put the dress shirt on and act like you was there.
You ain't even gotta do that. That let out was crazy. That shit was better than Bahama Bay.
What? Man, listen here.
Yo, you was silly as hell, boy. I ain't fucking with you.
If you knew, you knew.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't know. If you knew, you knew. You knew where to go at on a Sunday. If you knew, you knew. But
that E9 thing crazy as hell. That thing was crazy.
You know what I mean? They're doing Richcom. Like, I don't even got
but don't forget about Sharon. Sharon had Sharon Baptist Church. That thing, a lot of
Not better than
love.
Enon.
It might not be better,
Better.
but if you can't, if
Sharon
you
had some, but not better than Enon.
everybody can't make it all the way up to Mount Airy.
No, that's on Culver Street.
Oh no. The real let out was when they moved up to Temple Road.
Off of Shawham.
That thing crazy. The compound.
The main one.
The compound.
Was on Culver Street though.
Yeah, but that was small though.
Yeah, but you know everything.
That thing was packed.
It was like Baskin Robbins in there. 31 flavors.
Yeah, man. Pastor Waller got that thing popping crazy.
Yeah. What? Yes, he did. But that joint was definitely. It was like crazy. I was like, I already know I'm going to hell for this one, but I was like, yo, when the boy boarded up, I just busted out laughing like, yo, he ain't lying, man. All you had to do is find a parking spot and just wait and open the doors, and here they come. And there was more women in that joint than men.
Mm-hmm.
That was the crazy part. I'm like, dang, look at this joint. And you would think that it was like a club on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, But yeah, that you know, the things that we did as growing up, as kids and stuff, they would never understand. Like the Freaknik, they would never understand. Our Greek, they would never understand. Like they could never have the stuff that we did. You know what I mean? Even our McDonald's club, still popping. You know, and still never understand that move that we do. But so got a question, and I'm gonna let you go. What you think about this E-Medic thing? Everybody bringing it back up.
What is that?
You know what it is.
I really don't. I don't know what. I'm like, what? Huh?
It's the dance joint. So it's this track that you got to go pull up. It's called E-Medic. And it got a fat beat to it. People from South, it started in South Philly, and Kevin Hart kind of brought it back, and then Gilly really brought it back when Gilly started doing it, and then this boy from 215, he just did an E-Medic.
I mean, I seen the videos, but I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah, it's the dance. It's just the dance. You gotta learn how to do that dance. Who could do the E-Medic dance the best? Like, you know, E-Medic really set it off. It started in South Philly. I think it was in Wilson Project. That's where the bull was from. He was in Wilson. He started that shit off.
But ain't it from back in the day, like the 90s?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yes, you did. You did it before.
I never heard of it.
Yes, you did. You did it before.
I promise you I didn't.
I can send you the track.
I heard it, but I don't know what the fuck they talking about. This E-Medic thing.
Dance, man.
Man, whatever.
But you don't dance. So you're a wall holder. You hold up against the wall. You might do a 2-step here and there, but you don't dance.
Man, you know damn well I be kicking it. You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, I mean, 2 steps every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to really talk. I mean, so, I'm gonna put it on air. So we need to sit down. We need to get a summer trip together. We need to put this trip in. I mean, to amusement park, shopping, sightseeing, whatever it is that you choose to do. Taking them out to eat. Man, I found another buffet down there in Annapolis. That's ridiculous. Crab John. We can hook up a Crab John, and they can go party. But we need a Sun Adventure. We haven't had a Sun Adventure in a minute now. I think the last time
been a long minute.
Went to a restaurant. Huh?
I said, yeah, it's been a long minute.
A long minute, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we did the art museum was the last thing we did, if I ain't mistaken.
It was.
Unless you did from there.
And that was 2015.
Yeah. So, I mean, this time, I got the equipment, you know what I mean? And we can we can do what we need to do. And we can put this thing on ButchCon. So, you really need to get with me, sit down. We need to take some suggestions, put out there where people might want to go, get together, bring these people, because word of mouth get around. You know, we get a packed bus, we good. I mean, we definitely good. So we definitely need to do things definitely need a Sun Adventure. We ain't had one in a while. You slacking, my man. You slacking.
All right, we can do it. We can do it. Now that you done bullied me on the air, we good. We can do it.
I ain't had no choice. You know what I mean? I gotta catch you when I catch you. You know, good publicity or bad publicity is all good. It's gonna make a difference if I put you out there on the blast like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, seriously, you know, we definitely need to, or we need to get back into the comedy.
Nah. We do the bus trip.
All right. You gonna be the MC on the bus?
Between you and hell yeah. What? That mic is mine.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. I gotta make sure the mic works and it ain't broke.
I'm providing it. You know I bring my own. You know I bring my own mic.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so you know, I don't know, man. Having a day out with them, going up there to a couple of restaurants up in New York. You know what I mean? We need an adventure. It's nothing out here for us to do no more, man. You know, so we need something to do. So, you know, definitely wanted to put that out there. But remember, to my brothers, man, just make sure y'all go get checked out, though, dog. You know what I mean? You know, we got the highest STD out here. We 60% of STDs out of the whole United States. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy?
Them numbers wrong. But yeah, it's still crazy.
It's what you mean ain't wrong?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, all right. Yo, you remember that question I asked you back then? If you met a chick and she told you that she had that, and you was like, say with well, the bull that I was with for, I ain't putting him out there. He messed with it.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. When you come to my house, you gotta use all people. People cut, people fuck, napkins. Nope. Nope. You gotta take all your stuff with you. And I mean, she looked good, but nope. Ain't that much love in the world.
Not at all. Not for me.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just telling you, like, I'm gonna do it. Me neither. Not one bit. But you know, I just wanted to give you a shout out. I haven't been on here all year. So, we only got 19 days into the new year already.
21.
20. Oh, my bad. 21 days into the new year. Yeah, I ain't hollered at you since last year, my man. You know what I mean? Good year for us.
I could tell you speaking from a different place. I ain't seen you this focused on this line ever.
You hear the subject. You hear the subject that was close to home.
I see.
Sometimes, you know, while I was a kid, I played with childish things. When I came a man, I played with bigger cities. So, you know, there's stuff like that.
Okay. I like that. All right, man.
Yeah. All right, Sam.
All right, do your thing, man. Be careful. Holler at me tomorrow.
All right, one love. See y'all. Peace out. Love, peace, and hair. Later.
All right. My man Keith calling in. Good conversation. You know what I mean? And I wasn't lying when I say I've never heard him be that focused on this line. And anybody who has ever heard Keith call in, he's been called in for like 10 years or more. You know what I'm saying? So that's my dude. But yeah, he was kicking a lot of facts. That was a good call. Yeah, man, but you know, I want to address something that I saw in the chat where Queen Monica has said way up in the chat. She said that sometimes people stop taking medicines because they can't afford them. You know, their insurance get cut off, or they don't, or their insurance gets reduced, and they just can't afford the copay for the medication. Some of those medications are just really inexpensive, unaffordable. And that's a sad reason to have to discontinue a medication, especially if it's one that may either prolong your life, or should I say sustain your life, or you know, take your life if you stop taking it. And when I think about a medicine that may kill you after, I mean, if you should stop taking it, I start thinking about being a drug addict. And when you really think about it, what's the difference between being strung out on heroin or pills or some kind of narcotic, so whereas your body has built up such a need for it that it can make you physically ill or even kill you if you stop using it, and a medication that's supposed to be for your overall health that has you not necessarily addicted to it, but so dependent upon it that you can't possibly live without it. I don't see a big difference in between the two things, except for one is voluntary and the other may be involuntary. But are either one involuntary? Aren't they both really voluntary? You signed up, or you lived your life in order to build up this physical condition that you have that requires this medication that you can't afford, or you started using drugs and became so dependent upon the drugs, the illegal drugs, the street grade drugs, the China white, the fentanyl, whatever, to the point where if you stop using it, your body would elicit a violent response or a fatal response. Hold on, y'all. We have a call on the line. Caller with the last number is 5905.
You have a call from.
Caller with the last number is 5905. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight?
Can I grab my shit?
Okay, that's what's up. So, they're gonna call back. So let me reduce the audio. So, yeah, like you can find yourself in these types of life situations, and it's terrible because the people that care about you and that love you, they want to see you doing well. Nobody likes to see their loved ones being sick or hurt or immobilized or in a state where they're unable to be happy with their quality of life. And watching somebody that you care about have reduced quality of life can reduce your own quality of life. It's a domino effect. If you black, it's like a spades effect. But anyway, there's so many reasons that a person might choose to stop taking medicine, or a medicine. Some people just really cannot warm up to the idea of having to take a medication for the rest of their lives. It just doesn't sit well with them. I'm one of those people. I've resisted being on, getting on high blood pressure medication for years. I'm like, no, I'll go running. I'll do cardio. I'll lift weights. I'll do whatever I need to do. I don't want to be on that shit because I understand that once they get you on the pill, you ain't coming off the pill. They get you on the pill, you ain't coming off the pill. And I gotta watch my elderly mom take this cocktail of pills every day, 3 times a day. Man, fuck that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to have to do that. So even though it may sound like it, this doesn't have anything to do with ego. This has everything to do with quality of life. How can you have quality of life? You gotta take these pills. You know what I mean? One is pushing this way, the other one is pulling from that way. It's just side effects. And the thing is, you can take the naturopathic route, but that's not a panacea the way that it's supposed to be, because the naturopathic route is for people who are healthy already. Real shit. Because it's mostly preventative. When you're in an emergent state, which we would all hope not to be, but when you're in an emergent state, the pharmaceutical shit, works a little faster. Plus, you may need a surgery, an emergency surgery. Those are the things that naturopathic practitioners can't take care of for you. So if you're already healthy, the naturopathic way is the way to go because you're trying to be preventative. And that's not to say that none of the herbs and the naturopathic techniques don't work, because they do. And I'm not saying that they don't treat people who are already sick, because they do. But there's just a difference in how the whole situation will play out when you haven't been practicing any of the naturopathic techniques or ways of life. There's going to be a difference. Major difference. But I'm a big supporter of herbs. You know what I mean? I know, and I totally understand that whatever you put in your body will either have a positive outcome or a negative outcome. I get it. 100% get it. But I like a big juicy steak every now and then. You can argue that, oh, well, it has protein in there, make your muscles big. That protein ain't worth shit. There's hardly any nutritional value in eating meat, except for the fact that it tastes good as shit. You know, at some point you have to make the hard decisions in your life about how you want to live and if you want to live. Man. Damn. JJ said my next door neighbor takes a leukemia medication that costs $29,000 a month before insurance. His insurance stopped paying for it last year. God damn. $29,000 a month. What job pays that? I bet they stopped paying for that. That's horrible. And because of this big, beautiful bill thing, you know, you're going to hear way more horrible stories than that this year. It's going down. It's going down. The whole dynamic of medicine and insurance have changed probably for the worse. I said, yeah, Carla, terrible. He just retired after 23, 24 years as a state police. He was on state insurance plans, which used to be great. It sure did. Marvina says, I worked as a pharmacy tech for 7 years. So many children on meds too. Facts. JJ says, that's just disgusting, Marvina. I told my niece if they try to put their kid on something just because she has a personality, yeah, you can't. Man, y'all better listen to Dr. Umar. I mean, regardless of what you think about him, he is totally on message and on point with, you know, these agencies employing doctors that will put these kids on medication instead of actually, you know, teaching them and working with them and communicating with them. So yeah, we got kids and some adults being diagnosed with ADHD as soon as any problems arise with the student or the child. And it's all because of a check. Those agencies get a check. I remember when I went to go sign up to be a TS worker. And one of the questions I had to ask was, well, what's the end game? Like, what are we trying to get the kids to do? And she said, we want to get them to the point where they don't need the medicine anymore. And I said, where they don't need the medicine anymore? Because that sounded like a strange goal to me. So I asked, well, are all the students on the medicine? She said, yes, it's actually a requirement for the program. You have to be on this medicine and you have to take this medicine. I said, man, No TS workup for me. Because there's no way I would have been able to look at those kids and be okay with them taking medicine all the time, or the parents.
You have a call from Cheryl.
Miss Cheryl, what's good? Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I was reading Marvina's message, and she is so true. You know, it's so true. Well, both my daughters, the one that's a teacher, and then the other one works in the hospital. But for a side, they worked at the pharmacy too, you know, for a couple of years. And what she's saying is so true, you know. And say, for instance, like our children, okay, one of my boys was so hyper, and they wanted me to put him on that Ritalin.
Ritalin.
Ritalin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no. And so they was like, well, we're going to give him he's going to have to go on a half a day of school. And I said, cool, you know, that's fine. But I'm not introducing my baby to no Ritalin. My sister done that. And that right to this day, her son is still on drugs, you know? And I just say, it's sad, you know, because you got to get to the bottom of the problem. And with him, it was always, he was spoiled, but the point is, you just don't start him up on no drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to say, you know.
Yeah.
Especially for the children, you know. You just cannot give them drugs. You just got to deal with it and work it out.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what we done, you know. And we relocated. I put my house up for sale in the town. And he changed just like that. When he got around a different setting of children, I mean, he was doing his work, but then he was just a badass. Running across the desk and what have you. They really thought, and I can understand them. They thought something was wrong with him. But I know one nothing wrong with him because all his daddy had to look at him and he straightened right up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of it comes from giving those medicines to children when they're young. And for me, yes, I take my medicine as needed. I don't take it as prescribed. On the real. I'll take my blood pressure every day. If I don't need no medicine, I'm not taking it. Okay? And like the water pill will damage your kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
It really will.
And so, I know my doctor, you know, I told him I did not need any water pills. If I drink enough water, I'm going to flush my kidneys and my liver. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then he called me because he read my blood work. I took him for 3 weeks. And he called me and he said, sure, you got to get off those water pills. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. Because I did get off them. Yeah. But it's just, like I said, hypertension, it runs in our family, you know. Either you have hypertension or you have high cholesterol. Every last one of my siblings, you know. But like I said, I only take it when I need it. And that's it. Okay? Hey, everybody in chat. Hope everybody's doing well. Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to share that a little bit.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in as usual. I appreciate you.
Okay. All right.
And you have a good night.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Everybody. Bye-bye.
Good stuff. As usual. As usual. Y'all humming tonight. Yo, do me a favor, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. For those of you who are new to this content, this is not content. This is conversation. We don't do content. Nothing wrong with the word, but we do conversation. We don't do content. You know, you got a lot of content creators. We conversation starters. We conversation creators. You know what I mean? We talk about real shit every single day, 5 nights a week, 2 days on the weekends. My people's Jeff Sprayberry, what's good? What's good, man? Always good to see you. Always good to see you. Joe Sarchik, what's that? Wait, Parajik says, I want to know why my neighbor's grandma trying to cook old food from the 70s. What is old food from the what are you talking about? I don't know. I need to know why my neighbor's grandma try to cook old food. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I stopped taking the medicine. You know, yeah, it was funny because when I was younger, you know, when I was a teenager, there were a lot of girls that I know that were on birth control pills. A lot of them, and some of them, you know, shit, birth control pills. You know, had their titties getting big. You know what I mean? They was looking thick, and they couldn't get pregnant. But you know, we grew up in the crack and AIDS era, so we had to wear condoms. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. You know, but it was funny you using condoms and she on the pill too. You know, so but the pills had her looking bow. That was the titty drug, if you ask me. But a lot of girls that I know stopped taking the pills. They got pregnant right afterwards, though. But they stopped taking the pills, or they wouldn't take the pills right because they said that not only did the pills sometimes make them gain weight, but it also made them feel crazy because it's an anti-hormonal drug. It's a hormonal blocker drug. You know, it's blocking the hormones that may allow you to get pregnant. And so, you know, I know a lot of young girls that stopped taking those pills. They were like, look, I'll take my chances. And I also knew chicks that was saying that they only took the pills to regulate their period because the pills would make their periods. You know, some women have really violent menstrual cycles, and so the pills would, you know, relieve some of the pain and some of the negative symptoms of having a monthly menstrual cycle. So yeah, I know. Like, I hardly know any women, like when up to my 30s, that were actually on birth control pills. In the 80s, 70s, and 80s, there were a lot of women on birth control pills. And it seemed like by the time like the 90s and definitely the 2000s, that wasn't a popular way of preventing pregnancy the way it was. And, you know, part of it was because those pills was fucked up. And some women who took those pills could not get pregnant later on when they actually wanted to get pregnant. And who knows what kind of medical complications may have been caused to the child, passed down to the child because of those pills. But like I said, a lot of women stopped taking those pills. All right, Jay Bush, you good? Just don't spam it. We be all right. Let me see. Eric Green says, well, and you had to paste that twice, huh? Oh, hold on. You're spamming, E. You spamming, E. If you write that one more time, or should I say, if you post that one more time, you're out of here. So look, let me take 2 of yours away. Let me take 2 of yours away because you gave us 3 and we only needed 1. And I should take away all 3 of them because none of them have anything to do with what we're talking about tonight. None of this has anything to do with what we're talking about tonight. It's all good, though. It's all good. We do address race relations and things like that on this channel, but not tonight. Tonight we talk about the color of the pill. Now I think that goes beyond black and white. You know, I mean black and white. I don't know. I can't even talk today. My back is in such bad shape now I can't even pronounce shit. It's all good. It's all good. All right, we good. But yeah, man. It's a wild situation with these pharmaceutical companies, and they make so much money. They make so much money off of keeping us doped up, drugged up, dependent upon their medicines. Just Ray Ray says, "Stop messing with them big girls, son." Oh man, let me live. Let me live, please. Please. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Thank you. Won't. But yeah, man. Yeah, these pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical companies got us over the barrel. They got us over the barrel. And the messed up part about it is we signing up for this shit. SICA, Sika says, yes, everything healing is from the earth. That's true. And then with that, you have to know what you're doing. You know, you just can't go out there and start eating eating weeds and grass and shit like that. Sure, they say that everything that comes from the earth is supposed to be able to be consumable. Shit, you can fuck around and die because you can still have allergies. You know, shit is wild. JJ said the big ones need love, love too, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. Absolutely. Carla says, TV, son. Are you taking anything for your back? They gave me, all they did was give me they gave me a couple of prescriptions while I was there. They gave me some ibuprofen, of course, and they gave me a pill of prednisone, you know, the steroid. I don't want to be fucking with that. But I don't want this back to be hurting, man. Something gotta give. I'm not used to living in pain. But this sciatica thing, man, this thing fucks a lot of your shit up. It fucks with a lot of your body functions. It mess up your stomach. It raises your blood pressure. This shit, it's like, it's hitting you from the front and the back and the side. And it comes out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't because I heard anything, banged anything, you know, twisted anything, sprained anything. It does what it does. But yeah, I was struggling today. I was struggling today, and I ain't like it. Marina says, my sciatica is screaming now. Oh my gosh. Yours screaming, mine screaming. The doc told me, he said I was lucky. He said it fucks people up to the point where they can't walk at all. They can't stand at all. They can't get up. Imagine that shit hitting you so hard that you fall down and you can't get back up. Literally like that commercial. I've fallen and I can't get up. And it's not, they not playing. Dimples D's is all up in the house. What up, Dimples? Dimples. Jeff says, once you start seeing a chiropractor, you can't stop or that's going to happen. Ugh. Yeah, they actually recommended that I should go see a chiropractor. I'm like, man, god damn, man. What up, Alex? What's good? Oh, do acupuncture from the bottom of your foot, lower back is the side of the foot, narrow part before the top. Check the chart and use stone or tennis ball. Okay. Now, thank you. That sounds like news I can use for real. Well, you said acupressure. Is that the same as acupuncture, or did you write that wrong? Hmm. Let me see. Monica says my mom had to have back surgery. Oh, what the fuck, man? I can't. I can't. Oh, it is pressure. Okay. Marvina says I keep changing positions, but it's not helping. And I feel you on that. I do. And I know as much as mine was hurting, I know that it must be worse in other people. So I guess I gotta count my blessings on that. But when that pain come, you don't be feeling blessed, yo. You don't be feeling blessed at all. So hope I think the steroids finally started kicking in because when I got out of the car, when I walked to the car after I left work, and when I got in the car, I mean when I got out of the car, it wasn't as hard to walk, and I didn't feel as much pressure. But it took a while for the steroid to kick in. And like I said, I don't want to be taking that shit. The damn prednisone. But did you stop antidepressants? No, I'm not depressed. I'm a very happy man. But right now I'm a little frustrated. So the organs are the top under the toes, basically big toe, head, teeth, and file. Okay. Queen Monica says my mom's doctor told her to look up, treat your own back. It's a series of stretches and exercises and techniques are on YouTube. It gave her relief. Yeah, I checked a few of them out too, and I'm about to look it up a little bit more now that I have a name to what's going on with me. JJ says, as a physical therapist. I'm sorry. I recommend you run from chiropractors. There is truth in the art of it, but truth in the art, but it is more of an art than a science. Not everyone with an office needs to be in practice. You ain't never done lied about that. Jeff said. And when the shit starts sleeping, is out when the shit and when that shit starts sleeping, it's out of the question. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Let's take a look at the poll question. Then we're gonna do these birthday shout outs, man. And then I'm gonna let you good people go on with the rest of your day, and I'm gonna get my ass in the bed. And all right, so the poll question was, what would be the main reason for you to stop taking a medication? Queen Monica, I wish that I thought about your question before I put up this poll, because that's a hell of an answer. 47% out of 64 votes said really bad side effects. No surprise there, right? Anybody surprised? 28% says trying herbs, diet, and exercise. It's good. 11% said trying to avoid addiction. And we talked a little bit more about the depth of what addiction can entail. It's not always about, street drugs. 14% says medicine not working or saving lives. I want to talk about that choice. What I meant by medicine not working or saving a life. some people are on stage 4 of their illness. Stage 4 cancer, stage 4 kidney disease, stage 4, this, that, and the third. Stage 4 is never good for shit in a good way. Stage 4 is hardly ever healthy for anything. So some people, like my dad, he refused all medicine and all treatment after a while. He said, it's over, man. He didn't want to live this way. He didn't want to live that way, to whereas he had to, he couldn't take care of himself. He couldn't hold his bowels. And, he didn't want to just keep popping pills and wishing on a star and getting worse and worse and worse. So he stopped taking the medicine because he had accepted his fate. Whether that fate was, whether he moved the due date up for that fate or not. At the time, I didn't understand it. And a part of me still doesn't, but more parts of me understand it now. It's rough. But we don't know how we would respond if we got to that point where we got sick and was not going to get better under any circumstances. So you might get to thinking, like, what's the use in taking this medicine? This last pain that I feel, let it be my last pain. Well, we getting on up out of here, Dr. Kevorkian style, self-Kevorkian. JJ says, don't be afraid to take it if you need it. I used to have patients post-op who refused pain meds but were unable to rehab, causing frozen joints and worse. Most doctors will not give you enough to be addicted. Problem, but take as directed or as needed and discontinue ASAP. Marvina says we all have to make our own choice in stage 4. Man, listen. Woo! Woo! Y'all gave me the butter from the duck tonight. I appreciate y'all. Y'all gave out a lot of good information tonight, if I may say so myself. For real. A lot of good information y'all gave out tonight. I am in deep appreciation and pride. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 18th, and they deserve the big knot. What am I talking about? 18th? That was Sunday. January 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. We get the RESPECT. They get number 1 out the box, Stacy Short. Happy birthday, and Keisha Smith. And also Brittany Candy Robinson and Aya Robinson. And also Gwen McIntyre, no relation. But what up, cuz? And also Gwen is raising money for the American Heart Association. And also Joan Pendergrass, Inez Murdoch, Shanique McLean, Eric Harrison, Stephanie Wooten, Ann Colley, and last but not least, my brother, cousin, brother, cousin, cousin, brother, brother, cousin, cousin, brother, brother, cousin, 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 brother, brother. Yo, if there ever be another dad is my cousin, but I feel like he's my brother. My brother, Emmanuel Games, affectionately known by the family as Rennie Games. Happy birthday to you, my brother, man. I I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious January 20th, anywhere out there in the world. First day of Aquarius. Worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. Turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, to rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and I said, go hard, go for yours, and remember, sometimes you got to stop taking the pills, man. Sometimes you got to stop taking the pills, but you got to be careful. You know, one thing that we didn't go over on this show, and I'm surprised, was when people state out loud, I stopped taking the pills because I know my body. I know my body. I know my body. I know my body. I know your body. I know my body. I know my body. Yeah, I know my body. I know my body. I ain't got to listen to nobody. I know my body. My doctor don't know my body. I know my body. I know what's good for my body. I know my body. Not listening to nobody. I know my body. They can't listen to anybody. I know my body. I know. Now, I understand that you know your body. But do you really? I understand that you may understand your body's functions and the way that it responds to certain things. But when you really know your body, you really know, you should know exactly what to do about whatever's going on with your body. So why would you even need to consult anybody if you knew your body to that degree? It's just a question. It's just a question, you know? Something to think about. Because to me, a lot of the I know my body argument is steeped in ego. And I get it, and I get it, and I did that. I want all y'all to have a great night, a great day starting off. It's 4 a.m. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. in the morning. We'll be right here, and it's going to be on and popping. Yeah, song dropping. Everybody's out on the floor, and we rocking. Nobody can do it like us. We party like we got alcohol at the back of the bus. You trust us. We going to be the best. Yeah, we gonna party up and make a mess. Sometimes we made a messes of our bodies, but now we gotta get together for the party. Can't party when you're sick. You're gonna miss all of the fun, and ain't that shit. Yo, get it together, fix the pain, and everything is gonna be all right. Let me explain. How come I can't do the things I used to do? And I want you to be the best. I'm saying that in front of you. Who wants to be all down and I feel like you can't pick yourself up? That's not what's up. I'ma talk to y'all when the time comes to hit the like button right now and to give a like to son. Hype the video too if y'all can. Hey yo! Hey yo! Yeah yo! Hey yo! Yo! So once again, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Do me that one little solid and everything will be all right. Y'all have a great night. No exceptions. Peace, y'all.